Talking about all types of shit. It's all good, y'all. We're here doing this show. It's the first time we've done a show in a few weeks. I've been so busy the last 2 weeks watching Dune Part 2, which is a masterpiece, by the way. That is the best science fiction movie of the century. Dune Part 1 and Dune Part 2 are 10 out of 10 masterpieces. The best science fiction movies of the century. Probably the best movies that Denis Villeneuve's ever done, next to Arrival and Blade Runner 2049, which are all science fiction movies. That man is the best science fiction filmmaker working today, even better than Christopher Nolan. But as of right now, we're going to be talking about, what, Rooster Teeth shutting down?
Yep.
Rooster Teeth shutting down. Steve is setting up right now.
I'm trying to. And
He's trying to.
The damn thing is so...
The computer don't like him. The computer don't like him. The computer is a new form of AI. He or she feels that they're not getting proper compensation, and so they just refuse to work. Look at that. Look at that. Unbelievable. But we're going to talk about Rooster Teeth shutting down, which was shocking but not shocking. I mean, it was sad. And we're also going to talk about Sweet Baby Inc. And see if they're as bad as people say they are, or are just the CEO and the leadership a bunch of jackasses. And the reality is, what they're doing is bad, but not as bad as people think. Or does it depend on the game itself? Does it depend on the quality of what's coming out? I think it does. Because Baldur's Gate 3 was also advised by Sweet Baby Inc., and Larian Studios, which has a lot of progressive, a lot of woke stuff, a lot of this and that in Baldur's Gate 3. But nobody cares because Baldur's Gate 3 is a masterpiece that is one of the greatest RPGs, if not the greatest RPG, certainly the greatest turn-based RPG ever made. And nobody is complaining about it. But now people are complaining because a lot of Western games have female characters that are not beautiful, while Baldur's Gate 3 has a lot of female characters that are freaking hot with bodies and stuff. So that's probably why Baldur's Gate 3 doesn't get the backlash it should, because the female characters are hot. And that makes sense, I guess.
Well, while you do that, I'm just gonna see if this works. If this doesn't work, well, fuck this. I give up on streaming that shit.
Okay. This computer don't like him. Yeah, man. But some shows coming out. 3 Body Problems coming out next week. Next Thursday. Created by Dumb and Dumber, the creators of Game of Thrones, who drove that show into the ground on purpose to make Star Wars and then got fired from Star Wars. And then tried to make a show called Confederate, and that shit got canceled too. So, yeah. We'll see what happens.
I think I'm gonna give up, man. I'm gonna go back to my phone and stream for this shit. This is getting ridiculous.
Okay.
Xbox, Octograph, PS5, Octograph, Game Pass. For the record, if nobody knows about that, I guess keep them locked or as entertainment.
Okay. And Halo Season 2 is really good, but because Season 1 was so terrible and so disappointing, I don't think people have really come back to watch the new season of Halo. It doesn't have big viewership. It's not buzzing like it should. Nobody really cares, even though Season 2 is really, really good. It's the best live-action Halo series ever that 343 has ever pulled off. And nobody really cares because Season 1 was so terrible. Like, I give Season 1 like a 4 out of 10 for Halo, Season 1.
Bullshit, no!
Season 2,
Bullshit,
Season 2, I would give like an 8.5. Season 2 is really, really good. Surprisingly really good.
I would advise you take his rating with a grain of salt because he loved the Marvel.
And I would tell, no, I didn't. The Marvel sucks.
You love it.
The Marvel is terrible. I gave it a 3.
I think it's up.
No, I gave a review, sir. I got my review as proof back in November how much I felt that the Marvels was god awful. Okay. And but the Marvels still had moments that I enjoyed, like the musical segment, which was so bad it was good.
And
I do.
Why
And
was there a musical segment again?
Oh, for
Disney.
no, because Disney loves doing their musicals. So with their Disney animation, they decided to put it in the MCU, and it just looks so bad. It was so terrible in a superhero movie.
Anyway.
But it was a funny segment. But I did like the chemistry between the three leads. Captain Marvel.
No, I think the actress that played Kamala Khan took the show no matter what. No matter what anyone says, the actress that played Kamala Khan was the best star.
No, she was. Yeah, she stole the whole movie.
Brie Larson sucked. The
No.
other girl sucked, and then
Well, that's the thing,
And
Brie-
then Nick Fury, and then Samuel L. Jackson was just pathetic.
Well, Samuel Jackson was just there, but the thing is that Brie Larson
Anyways,
no. But what I'm saying,
anyways,
Brie Larson was good with the leads. I'm saying the three leads had good chemistry. The problem was is
Okay,
that the film
cool.
itself was really, really terrible. But go ahead.
Anyways,
we're talking about Rooster Teeth.
right now.
Oh, it's
So,
working. Is it working?
I think so.
Oh, it's
It looks like
working.
up to date.
The
Yes,
computer's
hello,
working for him.
hello.
Whoa. Okay.
I think I managed to fix the whole streaming thing,
Awesome. Great.
and it looks pretty cool.
Let's get it going.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is well, it's not my first stream video, but it's the first video. With
It's the first one we've done in
program.
like 3 weeks. It's
It's
the first one we've
that we've
done.
done in 3.5 weeks.
Probably 3 weeks.
almost about
No.
that.
We did one 2 weeks. It was only a 4-minute live stream. Me talking about how great Dune Part 2 is and how much of a masterpiece it is.
No, it was Doom Part 2 and then said something else. I remember that.
Well, it was a
But
4-minute stream,
It's
yeah.
It's been a while. I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. I know I've made a couple of videos.
Oh, and by the way, we have not beaten Final Fantasy VII Rebirth yet. We haven't. I'm still playing the first game. I'm almost close to beating it. I got like 4 chapters to go. And then I'll be playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I don't know if I'm going to live stream it, but I will be playing it.
Okay, so first thing we're talking about is Rooster Teeth. What is Rooster Teeth? Rooster Teeth is a company, and I'm going to open up my internet here just so I have my notes. Rooster Teeth is a company that was founded by Joe Heyman, Gus Serralo, Jeff Ramsey, Bernie Burns, Matt Holm,
Yeah.
and Jason Saldaña.
Yeah. Alana Pierce was also, I think, a part of Rooster Teeth for a couple of years, too. She
Yes.
left in 2020 because of COVID lockdown. She wasn't getting the type of money that she needed in 2020, so she went on to work in Santa Monica Studio. She left in 2020 to work in Santa Monica
Oh,
Studio.
that's the problem. Is that they're
Yeah.
in California.
Well, no, yeah, she lives in LA.
Yeah, well, that's that problem.
Yeah, but she ended up working in Santa Monica, which paid more money. She's still working there, but yeah.
Yes. Okay.
So she left in 2020.
So I do want to say that the company Rooster Teeth, as we all know and love, which was responsible for many programs and many series such as Red vs. Blue, RWBY, what was their most recent, the Gauntlet, something like that. Now, that company is no more. It has been since founding, which was in 2003. It is now 2024. It took a whole 21 years for that company to go under.
Right.
And that is because when the founders left the company, the creative direction for where things should have gone just no longer was present, and it was ended up being commandeered by someone with no vision, no sense of direction, and poor leadership.
Right.
Now, for many people, Rooster Teeth is a company that has brought forth so many memories, beloved, joyous, wonderful, and some questionable. It is with a heavy heart that we say goodbye to Rooster Teeth, and with a very joyous smile, we say, God, finally, they're gone.
Yeah.
Listen, it's not that I hate Rooster Teeth. I don't hate Rooster Teeth. I love Rooster Teeth. I spent a great deal of my high school time with them. Red vs. Blue, that was the go-to on everything.
They did make Red versus Blue, didn't
Yes.
they? That was the best years. That's right.
That was the best years of
That was in the
Rooster Teeth.
2000s. That was the best
2003
years.
is when they started, and
Yeah.
they started with what? I think it was Halo 1.
It was Halo 1, yeah.
Yeah, they started with the Halo.
And they
1.
really stuck to Halo 1 mostly for years.
Yes, they
but they
stuck-
occasionally did Halo 2 and Halo 3.
They did Halo 2. Halo 3 became more relevant later on, and then
Yeah.
it was into Reach.
And Rooster Teeth used to have those skits on G4 when G4 was awesome.
Well,
Back in the
G4
day
was
too.
Awesome.
Yeah, when G4 was great.
Before what's her name? Something.
Before the terrible reboot, when G4 was great, X-Play Attack of the Show, and they used to have the Rooster Teeth
Oh,
Halo.
Achievement Hunters was another thing they had.
Yeah, they had the Rooster Teeth Halo segments on the G4 network for a couple of years, for like a long time. Yeah, that was great.
Now, as to why people.
That was all throughout high school.
As to why people are saddened, and with a heavy heart, they're mourning this loss. Beloved series are no longer going to be made by Rooster Teeth, which I think it's saddening because the creators were the ones that led the charge in building these things, the foundations for it all. However, it's also a good thing because now they won't be commandeered by modern societal politics from activists who have a one-sided way of viewing things. I will say that RWBY, Ruby or Ruby Wise Blake Ying, whatever it's called, it started with Monty. It had grounds. It had it was building a structure, but once Monty passed, and rest in peace, Monty, may he rest in peace, it was no longer in the direction that the story was clearly written out as to be. It was being edited and adjusted, and they were adding a number of things such as the fan-led direction of how the story should go, who dies, who comes back. I fell off on season 3. To me, it was way too apparent. The show was gonna suck. The series ended up sucking, in my opinion. My sister, my youngest sister, who is a fan of the series, was a fan of the series, and part of the Rainbow Coalition, said it sucked. That's her words. I'll get her on camera to say that one day. Now, why is this a good thing? Well, Rooster Teeth was no longer making in that initial income flow of revenue. So there was no money coming into the company.
Right.
There was a lot of money being spent without making up for any of it, let alone a penny.
Right.
So the shuttering of Rooster Teeth was inevitable. It did take really bad leadership and a really bad person to be in charge to bring down a whole house of cards. That was Rooster Teeth.
Yeah.
And on the good side, on the bright side, a lot of the series, so the Gauntlet, Red vs. Blue, Ruby, Weiss Blaking, RWBY, Ruby, whatever it's called, they may potentially be for sale. If, however, Dave Zaslav, CEO of Warner Bros. Discovery, is smart, very smart if he is, or if he has anyone that is in that sense of smart, they will outsource these series because there's nothing worse than losing a potential income for short-sighted games. Now, as to whether they'll do that or not, I don't know. I do not know. I do not want to know, nor if I did know, nor would I say anything, because I would most likely be threatened with an NDA or some kind of legal action. But anyways, that's the great part of the video. We're going on to the one part everyone may potentially be here for. The one part where everyone is expecting something.
One viewer, yes.
One viewer. Welcome, viewer. Welcome,
one viewer.
Let them see me so I can say
Yes.
hello.
One viewer. Hello, one viewer.
And the one thing everyone is talking about today in this day and age,
For the last
in this
2
moment,
weeks.
an hour,
For the last
the last
week
2
and so,
weeks, because the employees could not shut up.
Just really shooting, putting their foot in their mouth a million times.
They
yeah.
should really fire that employees that have been running their mouths non-stop.
Well, it's also the CEO saying terrible things too.
Okay,
But
so they should fire the CEO as well.
But go ahead on what's been going on with Sweet Baby.
Okay, so what's been going on with Sweet Baby Inc. And I'll bring up my little internet browser, and unfortunately I wasn't able to figure out how to put it on this streaming system. So make do with me staring at the screen for now, and I will add the links that I'm using to provide the reference for you to look through later. The first one I'm going to look at is a niche gamer. Now, let's see. It says, individuals who work with Sweet Baby Inc. have begun a harassment campaign against the creator of the Sweet Baby Inc. Detected Steam Curator. Now, what is that? That's not anything threatening in any way or exposing people to harassment as they claim it to be.
Right.
It's literally just a list of what the curator would put on it. In this case, it's games that are affiliated, or Sweet Baby Inc. has been affiliated with, worked on, have been brought on for some sort of consultation to work on the game. There's nothing about information of employees, the CEO, their income, the money they've spent, the money they make individually, none of that. So all this crap you hear about how someone made a harassment campaign against Sweet Baby Inc. and their employees, it's rubbish, it's garbage, it's lies, it is the full bootload of, well, you've got nothing else to live for, so you should shoot yourself.
Yeah, it's and the thing is, Sweet Baby Inc. has advice on many different games.
So we're going to
bring
those up. We're going to bring those up. Just 1 second. Let's build up into that.
Okay, we're going to build up to that. Okay.
We're going to build up to that.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to see more videos like this, hit a like button, hit a subscribe.
Hit the like and subscribe.
Hit the notification bell.
Yeah, hit the like and subscribe.
And stay tuned for more. Now, on to those games that they worked on.
Okay, so they have advice on a lot of different games. And the reason why Sweet Baby Inc. The Sweet Baby Inc. has got a lot of backlash because there are a lot of gamers that feel Western games have made too many female characters look ugly.
Well, they look butch.
Look butch, look ugly, look very manly, and also giving too many female characters more to do than a lot of the male heroes or superheroes in the games, like in Spider-Man 2, Mary Jane kicking ass and having her own missions when she probably shouldn't have. And
Mary
also
Jane does not have that capability. She's
Right,
not
but they give her way more than what you should be doing in Spider-Man 2.
For a butch, overweight person that looks like a mom, yeah.
Well, for Mary Jane in specific, instead of giving it to actual female superheroes that Spider-Man has been involved with as well.
Squirrel Girl,
but
Silver, what's her name?
Spider-Woman.
Spider-Woman, Jessica.
Squirrel Girl, not Squirrel Girl. Black Cat. Black Cat. Yeah, that's Black Cat's number one.
What's her name?
Black Cat would be the main one.
No, what's her name? The lion, the woman and the.
I have no idea, but I know who you're talking to. I know who you're talking about. I forgot her name.
Yeah, I forgot.
But yeah, so
you know what?
But here's the thing.
I have the power of the internet. Let's
yeah, you look it up. But what I was saying though is that with Sweet Baby Inc., they've been getting a lot of backlash because a lot of gamers just feel that they're very tired of female characters looking very butch and very mannish and not attractive at all in modern Western games in comparison to 15, 20 years ago. And so they've been taking all their anger out on Sweet Baby Inc., which at first I felt was a scapegoat. I felt that they were a scapegoat for everybody's frustrations with what's going on, when in reality Sweet Baby Inc. is just advising game studios on what to be socially aware of in making games, right? But then it just got worse and worse with a lot of the workers saying stupid things, like the creator of Dragon Ball, what's his name, Toyonami?
Akira Toriyama.
Akira Toriyama, who just passed away.
Excuse me. The correct way would be Toriyama Akira.
Toriyama Akira, who just died recently, March 1st. He passed away. And so one of the people working at Sweet Baby Inc. decided to point out all the times he made some of the worst black characters ever. I'm like, man, a legend just died, and you're taking your time to basically shit on a legend who passed away, who achieved more in anime by making anime mainstream, because he made Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball was the first anime series to make it big in America, which led to Dragon Ball Z blowing up, and then Sailor Moon, Gundam Wing, Toonami, and that's all, and then Suncoast bringing anime to American.
Speed Racer.
But Dragon Ball was the first one. Dragon Ball was the real one that really brought everything to the mainstream, and then came Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, Toonami, Gundam Wing, Pokemon, which was even bigger, and also Suncoast brought physical home video sales of anime to American video stores. And this guy is an absolute legend, and you decide to take your time to shit on him by talking about how he portrayed black characters in the wrong way. I'm like, dude, you're
something bringing two black characters into the series at the same time, taking some form.
No, he had more than one or two black characters in Dragon Ball, but he decided to take that time. Thank you, X. I appreciate it. Thank you. But he decided to shit on a legend for doing so much. And the guy got
achieved by somebody who had a vision.
Yeah, and the guy got
this person that is taking the time to make a tweet.
That's what I was going to say.
A post on X or Twitter,
that's what I was going to point out. But like this guy,
nothing.
That's what I'm saying. The guy achieved nothing in his life. He decided to shit on a legend. He decided to embarrass himself, and rightfully he got railroaded on Twitter X. He got completely lambasted, and for good reason. It was completely uncalled for. Then things got even worse, where the CEO of Sweet Baby Inc. decided to come out and say, well, if game studios don't do what you want as far as making everything woke and progressive, then you have to attack them, you have to shame them, you have to threaten them, you have to scare them by threatening to cancel them. And here's the funny part.
It's not even.
And that's just really bad.
Honest.
That's just really bad.
Very sincere in how they spoke and how they were laying out the rules of their tactics for threatening and bringing companies to. Well, we should hire you because you said so. You scared us.
Well, it was at a GDC event. So I mean, she was giving talks on what you should do to intimidate game studios. Yeah, there are more people attacking his death. Yeah, it's some. But that one person who did that got so much backlash and was rightfully criticized. They made their account private. Good. Shit.
Like any and every coward. Like any and every coward would. They ran away, blocked the view of everything else, and said, "I'm being attacked."
It was just tasteless. It was completely tasteless. But
the cry bully. That's what they are.
Yeah,
cry bullies.
It was completely tasteless. But
you bully them into submission.
I will say this: the CEO, she was very honest in what she was doing, and rightfully her honesty got criticized. But I do feel sometimes part of me does feel that Sweet Baby Inc. is a bit of a scapegoat, because they also advised on Baldur's Gate 3, and Baldur's Gate 3 had a lot of LGBTQ representation. It had a lot lot of.
I
Hold on. Let me say this because I've played Baldur's Gate 3. I played Baldur's Gate 3. I've given almost 200 hours to the game, and there is a lot of woke progressive stuff in Baldur's Gate 3. There's a lot of LGBTQ representation, a lot of progressive stuff, but Baldur's Gate 3, number one, has great characters, a great story, great character development, incredible world building, great RPG mechanics, and Larian Studios has a lot of hot female characters. I mean, all the characters are great looking, but they have a lot of hot female characters, and they don't exactly kowtow to companies like Sweet Baby Inc. They just do just enough to do what they really want to do. And that's the smart thing. Like Stellar Blade. Stellar Blade was also advised by Sweet Baby Inc. You think that guy gives a fuck?
Really?
That guy didn't give a fuck. He's giving that female character more jiggly tits and a jiggly ass. So he doesn't give a fuck. But here's the thing. He listens just enough to get what he wants, which is put more LGBTQ stuff. He's like, fine, this is South Korea. Fuck it. Why not? Like, I'll have these chicks. I'll have these hot chicks make out with each other. Like who the fuck? Like who the fuck cares?
I do want advice.
That's what we want. We want hot chicks making out.
Well, I want advice. South Korea is progressive to the sense that.
Wait, hold on. X said his death is so big that his passing hit world news. Show how big he is to the community around the world. Yeah, man. I mean, he transcended Japanese anime. He created Dragon Ball, which started Dragon Ball Z, and then the rise of anime in the 90s with Toonami, and then a visionary.
He was a visionary and a pioneer.
Yeah, and it started the rise of anime with Toonami, with Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball Z, Ronin Warriors, the Pokemon, which got big, and then Suncoast started putting out anime on home video. I used to get Suncoast, man. I got all seasons, all the tapes of Dragon Ball Z, where they used to have a poster on the side of the VHS tape, and if you lined it up, it showed the entire poster of the VHS tapes. I wish I'd have kept those, but where I'm gonna play it on, I don't have a VHS anymore. But like, dude, those VHS tapes were awesome, bro. They were great, and
what do you mean you don't have a VHS anymore? You don't throw that away. That's a good ass device. That outlives your DVD.
The shit's gone, bro. It's gone, bro.
Easy to fix.
VHS is gone. But seriously, but the VHS tapes used to have the posters. You used to have a poster, and if you lined them up, it showed a whole poster of Dragon Ball Z and all the characters. It was incredible. So yeah, man, the guy was an absolute legend, and he passed away. And it led to some bad takes from people at Sweet Baby Inc. after people already dogpiling the motherfuckers.
Oh, mind you, it requires a special breed of inbred stupidity to
say something that stupid.
To be able to say something that stupid. No, not stupid. That stupid.
Right.
That you would even have the audacity to say this on a public venue.
Yeah.
For the whole world to see. Now, not only have you made yourself look
worse,
horrendously worse than what you
they were already bad. Yeah,
you are a representative of the company you work at.
Yeah.
You put your whole company into a position where they cannot say anything without being mocked, belittled, and or ridiculed, and on its own spoken about from what they've stated who knows how long ago.
No, Tommy, we're at Action Burger, which is a restaurant.
It is 292 Graham Avenue.
Yeah, Graham Avenue.
It is a comic book video game themed sci-fi restaurant with food, liquor, and a lot of comics and games.
Action Burger is a sci-fi science fiction theme comic book place where you can eat really good burgers, drink good drinks, and have a good time. Yeah, that's where we're at. We're definitely not at the bowling alley, which would be fun if we're being honest.
No, but, it would be fun, but I don't.
That would be a fun place to do the show.
No, it would be fun,
but that's way out there.
It would be fun, but I don't believe we would be allowed to.
No, we would not. No, we would not. That's why we come here to Action Burger, because Blaine actually lets us stream. But
yes, because as he puts it, you two can have a whole argument, and it is more entertaining than the fucking movie.
That's true. But I will say this. Yeah, it is a fun place. But I will say that, yeah, Sweet Baby Inc., you just got to do just a tiny bit of what they want and then just stand up to them, like the creator of Stellar Blade. He's like, oh, you want me to do this? Cool. Well, the chicks are still going to be hot. So, yeah, I'll take it under advisement, do some stuff here, but still do what I want to do. He's probably is going to have girl on girl, but it's going to be hot chicks making out. Chicks making out.
You're not going to have horribly rendered graphic men looking women
like Fable, man. You saw the trailer, new Fable. I mean, is that even a woman? That doesn't even look like a woman, man. What the fuck was that?
Look at the model. Look at the model. Who basically incorporated into the game.
Hold on. X is asking, what is the future of Dragon Ball Z after his death? Well, we still.
You're looking at consider the fact that
Well, it's a franchise that's still going to go. It's still going to go on.
No. So considering the fact that Japan adheres and respects to the creator, if Akira Toriyama did not leave anything behind for a story to go on,
right?
It's done.
But the studio that owns it are still going to do what they want. They're still going to keep making it.
Again.
But that's the thing. Because Dragon Ball Super, because Dragon Ball Z was, well, because Akira did Dragon Ball. He didn't completely do Dragon Ball Z. There were also other people. And some of those people went on to do Dragon Ball Super, but didn't do Dragon Ball GT. Dragon Ball GT was done by somebody else.
It's not canon.
Right, it's not canon. But what I'm saying
that
is,
was a fan-made thing.
Dragon Ball Super is canon, but it was also done by somebody else. What I'm saying is, if somebody...
Akira Toriyama did work on Super, though. However, no.
He still delegated it to other people.
Listen.
He still delegated it to other people.
Listen. Stop talking. In Japan, there is a great deal of respect to the one who has created a project.
They're not going to do anything immediately. I didn't say immediately, but go ahead.
Just as the creator of High School of the Dead had unfortunately passed away, the series went into complete limbo.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to move on something. They're not going to work on something when the creator.
Yeah, he also stopped making it too. Yeah.
Is not there to greenlight certain aspects of what they would like to do.
Yeah.
And considering that Dragon Ball is a very popular franchise, and it is one that is not just globally beloved, but it's extremely beloved in Japan, you have to understand that they're walking on a very thin line then and there.
Yeah.
And they wish to maintain the respect to those before them, which is Akira Toriyama.
Yeah.
Now, as to whether or not the studio has the employees who have worked on Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z or Budokai or anything of the sort, they're present, and there is something note-wise or direction-wise in which Toriyama has provided. There is very limited oversight as to what can and cannot go on.
Yeah, I think what's going to happen with the studio is that they're going to take a break since he died. They might take a couple of years, and then they'll start back up and doing more Dragon Ball Z's, Dragon Ball Super stuff, because he passed away and they're going to show his respect, but Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super are really, really big franchises, and they're not just going to let it just go by the wayside and die out. They're going to keep making stuff, they're going to keep producing stuff, but it's going to take a couple of years. They might do more movies taking place in the Dragon Ball Super universe with Broly, Goku, Vegeta. They still got a lot of those story arcs and stuff that was left behind from Akira as well, that they'll start up, and they'll probably do more shows. They might do sequel shows. They're going to do more video games. So who owns Dragon Ball, by the way? Is it Bandai? Let me look that up.
The video game rights is Bandai.
Yeah, the video game rights are Bandai. Who owns Dragon Ball Z, the anime?
I do want to say that.
All right, not so loud. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. It's all right.
I do want to say that.
Me and Steve were just getting into it.
This is what happens when he gets too excited. He gets told, "You're too loud."
It's your fault, sir. It's your fault.
No,
but go ahead. Say what you're saying.
I'm an innocent flower. I was going to say that if there is any material left behind by Toriyama or that has been approved by Toriyama, chances are that will be if he has family that approves of it, or unless he has given his approval prior.
Yeah.
That will be worked on, animated, drawn in, worked on. Excuse me. That'll be further explored. Where if there is not enough material aside from say 1 or 2 arcs.
He's also pointing out the anime called Dama. That might be delayed. Because there's one anime that was coming out
keep in mind
that he was involved with.
Keep in mind
that could be delayed.
No, it could be delayed, but keep in mind that anime studios are working on not on just one project, which is one series. They're working on a very specific schedule.
Yeah.
To meet a certain deadline to have said Series A finished before working on Series B, to work on Series C, to work on Series D. If there's a delay, it puts everything back.
Sparking Zero might also be delayed. That's true too. If they're going to delay and take a time to mourn and to grieve for a couple of months, because that's what they did with The Crown season 6 when Queen Elizabeth died in 2022. They shut down production for about until her funeral, and then after her funeral, they went right back into production. So they shut down production for like 30 days before going back in to finish the show.
I do want to say this.
Before they went back in to finish the show.
No, I do want to say this. Let me say this. I will not say definitively that there will be no more Dragon Ball franchise productions. Whether it's games they can work on further. if it is something that goes around or with the story that's already provided. Now, as to whether it's definitive, I would have to speak with a friend of mine who knows more in detail and in depth on that level of information. However, if there is, again, more than enough material to work with, they'll work on that, and there will be dedication in the credits. It'll say in memory of and dedicated to Akira Toriyama. If in the event that, out of respect, the franchise goes into complete limbo, that is something that they are doing out of respect for the creator. That is not something to be upset about. Yes, you can be disheartened and saddened, a little upset that you won't get more. However, keep in mind, it is out of respect and honor.
Yeah, but I mean, since the studio.
Oh, you do a horrible job searching for ownership of franchise.
No, I'm trying to owner, like, who's the studio? I know the manga is owned by somebody, but they're not going to keep going with the manga because he finished everything with Dragon Ball Super. The English publisher is Viz Media. In Japan, who's the distributor in Japan? Crunchyroll. Okay.
No,
Crunchyroll, that's licensed in America. Original
Toei
network is
Animation.
FNS.
Toei Animation.
Yeah. Toei Animation.
Toei Animation has the rights to the TV series and the movies.
That's everything, right?
That's anything that happens to come out animated. So TV,
yeah, Dragon Ball Super,
movies,
Toei Animation.
OVAs.
Yeah, okay. So what I think what's going to happen is Toei Animation is going to take a break. They'll hit the reset button, but on everything to mourn and the grief. But I think Toei Animation will keep making Dragon Ball Super movies. You're just not going to see anything new for a while because the last movie came out almost 2 years ago in June of 2022. The next one will definitely come out years after now.
I will argue no. You're saying it definitively. I will not put definitive statements out there.
I will, because it's a big franchise. They're not going to sit on it and just let it die out. I don't see it.
That's not true.
I don't see it. They're not going to do that. Not because this is different from High School of the Dead. This is Dragon Ball Z. This is Dragon Ball Super. These are major franchises, and Toei and Bandai are not just going to sit on it. These guys are businessmen, and they're going to keep it going. But they're going to wait. They're going to have respect. They're going to wait, but they're going to go right back into work.
I will advise everybody to have a little grain of salt for the doubt, because this is a different culture and a different custom for how things are handled.
Right, but business still talks in Japan. They're still going to make money off of it. It's just the people that Akira was working with, because he wasn't the only writer that was working on Dragon Ball Super. He was probably working with other writers too.
They might re-release a lot of the material and content that's been worked on or already released. Only for memory of Toriyama as part of his passing to help grow the series. They
might even make the next movie based on that. Like the next movie we're going to make is going to be paying homage, and it's going to be a love letter to Akira and to the fans of Dragon Ball.
Okay.
I think so. That's what I think.
I want to say this. We ventured into Dragon Ball because we were talking about that Sweet Baby Inc. employee who could not shut up. And we ended up going into the whole Dragon Ball.
But we were also talking about Stellar Blade too. Okay, back to Sweet Baby Inc.
Okay.
But we started talking about Akira because of Sweet Baby Inc. making that stupid ass.
No, we were talking about Sweet Baby Inc. and how that employee made
that stupid ass twist. Then we went to Stellar Blade.
Then we went to Baldur's Gate. Then to Stellar Blade. And then we went to Dragon Ball.
But we specifically started talking about Akira because of that jackass making that stupid tweet. Specifically.
For the record, to the viewers here on Ryan's phone, on Ryan's stream or on my stream.
Yeah.
Jackass is not just a derogatory term. It actually has a meaning, and I would advise you look it up.
The guy's a donkey. He is a donkey.
Hey, think of it like Shrek. Donkey!
He's a donkey. He's a donkey on X.
Sorry.
He's a donkey.
He's a donkey. But anyways, the problem with Sweet Baby Inc. is that I am starting to feel that they've been getting their way a little too much with certain things.
They just got exposed. That's the problem.
And
they've been doing this for a long time.
And because the exposure as to their name being tied to a lot of failures. Look at Suicide Squad, Kill Justice League. Horrible game.
Which had nothing to do with Sweet Baby Inc. Sweet Baby Inc. Sweet Baby Inc. They consulted. But
they spoke with them.
You cannot blame because Sweet Baby Inc. did not work on the game. You cannot blame them because they didn't work on the game.
Delete this. This is me and you one.
Well, whatever. They did not work on the game. They did not code on the game. Did not do that. The game just sucked because it was Toyo Taro. We'll get into that in a little bit. But what happened was that the game was terrible because it was a terrible live service game with terrible graphics and visuals and terrible gameplay, and everybody wanted to blame Sweet Baby Inc. because the game sucked. When no, Sweet Baby Inc. is just the reason that Harley Quinn doesn't have big tits or a big ass. That's the reason.
Well,
and I will say this: Sweet
that.
Baby Inc. was created because of the impact and the influence of Anita Sarkeesian. And whether you love her or hate her, me, I'm kind of in between. I personally don't like her. I find her to be toxic. Her impact and her influence on the games, her impact and her influence on the games industry has been huge. And because of Anita Sarkeesian, companies like Sweet Baby Inc. got created to keep game studios from sexualizing women in games, to appeal to a demographic that actually doesn't play games. But the problem with Suicide Squad had less to do with Sweet Baby Inc. and more to do with the studio Rocksteady Games becoming a shell of its former self and really sucking and really being terrible. That's the problem with Rocksteady Games and the whole thing that's going on with American game studios focusing on live service games instead of trying to create games.
Well, no, I'm glad because with Sweet Baby Inc. being put on a pedestal.
Wait. Is Toyo Taro an anime or is that a person? An anime creator or is it an anime?
Let me see.
He's asking, so what should Toyo Taro do now?
What should Toyo Taro do now? I believe that's Toriyama's Kohai. I could be wrong.
Is what?
Kohai. Toyo.
Yeah, I'll look it up.
Wait, what?
Toyo Taro.
Toyo. Excuse me. I'll put in. Toyo.
Oh, this is the guy that worked with him.
If this is.
That's the guy who's worked with him. Yeah, he works on Dragon Ball Super. Yeah, he works on the manga illustrated. He might stop working on it, actually, come to think of it. Especially since the manga's done. I mean, the manga's mostly done, and Akira's dead. What's the point of keeping it going? I really don't see him. Yeah, he's a manga artist. I'm seeing it right now. But I don't see him. I don't see him going because he did the illustrations, but I don't see him to keep working on it. I don't see it. But the anime movies could still keep going after 2024. After the year 2024, the next anime movie could be going, but the manga will not keep going. I think the manga is mostly over, right? The manga is mostly over.
I believe that the series is at a certain point. I'm not able to. I wouldn't use Wikipedia for trustworthy information. It is
Well, they will tell you if it's over or not. Is it still going? Yeah, I think it's still going. So I guess whatever is left, they could just turn into a movie. If Akira gave the blessing to finish whatever that needs to be finishing, but I think he mostly got done with the story.
Apparently, Toyo Taro may have been someone who looked up to Toriyama, according to all the information I'm getting. Now, as to whether he was his kohai, it is a possibility that Toyo Taro will be tapped to lead the series.
Yeah, he might.
Further.
He might. But that will be after 2024, maybe. After they're done with the grieving process. Because they usually take 6 months to a year to grieve and then back to work.
I don't know, but what I will say is regardless of whether...
this is all because of Sweet Baby Inc., by the way.
Yeah.
we're all in the middle of doing this research on Dragon Ball now. It's like, damn it, Sweet Baby Inc. This is all because of them.
They couldn't shut up. You have to keep making things worse, and because you keep making things worse,
yeah, okay.
You have to work more.
So what else are we going to finish up on?
All right.
I guess we're at the end of our rope here.
No.
We still
have one more thing to discuss.
One more thing to discuss. What is it?
Ladies and gentlemen, whether you're an Xbox fan, Ladies and gentlemen, whether you're an Xbox fan, a Nintendo fan, a PC fan, or a Sony PlayStation fan, Xbox has games, and they're coming to PlayStation because PlayStation has no games.
Neither.
As Phil Spencer said,
Neither
Game Pass games will be coming on a. What was it?
Neither new console, ninth generation has games. By the way,
no.
Neither console.
No, neither console has games.
I mean, Series X and the PlayStation 5.
Technically, the Xbox has games.
No, but if we're talking about Xbox Series X exclusives and PlayStation 5 exclusives, both consoles have 5 games in total.
Yep.
No, the PS5 is about 5 games that are exclusive to the PS5, and the Series X is about 5 games.
Oh, I want to say this.
But Phil Spencer will be bringing every single game to the PS5 at some point because Phil Spencer used the same language he used in 2016. Oh, when it comes to Xbox games coming to PC, we're gonna take it by case. We're gonna start with little things, but yeah, I mean, don't worry. The major releases will be coming out on Xbox, and before you know it, all the major releases were coming out day and date on Series X, Series S, and PC. He's gonna do with Starfield. It's gonna come to the PlayStation 5. You watch.
I want to say this. I want to say this right now.
It's gonna be wild.
I want to say this right now.
Go ahead.
For a console that has no games, PlayStation players are definitely buying an Xbox game. PlayStation storefront, the #1 most pre-ordered game, Skull and Bones.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
Oh, the freaking Ubisoft. Fuck those guys.
Yeah.
Sea of Thieves.
Skull and Bones.
No. Retraction right there. It's not Skull and Bones.
Man.
That was incorrect.
You know, everyone has told me.
I'm gonna fire my publicist.
You know, the problem with the people have said the game is addicting and fun to play. The problem is they do everything to force you to pay microtransactions instead of grinding this stuff. So then after a while, it's not fun anymore. And Skull and Bones, we knew it was going to be a disaster. And yeah, it is kind of a disaster. But it's also a fun disaster. So it has that going for it. It does have that going for it.
Anyways, we're moving away from Skull and Bones because that was the wrong thing to come up.
You got the PS5 for Tekken 8? Oh, nice. Well, okay, I got a PS5, and right now I'm playing Final Fantasy VII Remake. And after I'm done with that, I'm going to play Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And on my Series X, I'm playing Elden Ring, and I'm trying to grind to get to 1 billion runes so I could level up my character to level 714. But I keep asking people who play on a Series X, do you have 1 billion runes to give me so I don't have to grind for about 70 hours to get to 1 billion runes?
Lazy.
But I'm just asking.
For the record.
And people do have 1 billion runes to give. Like,
for the record.
They're few and far between, but they are there. They exist.
I wouldn't ask.
But I will be grinding to 1 billion runes starting on May 1st. Every day I'm going to be grinding to 1 billion runes to get ready for that DLC.
So I want to say this.
Oh yeah. It's coming.
That whole case by case basis for Xbox games coming to PlayStation and whatnot. For anyone who thought they were going to be permanently locked to Xbox, you do realize Xbox has now gained more studios, more employees. And Xbox is not entirely tied to Microsoft.
Well, Xbox fans are pissed. Xbox fans are pissed.
They're always gonna be pissed. And
I get it.
As somebody who plays every single system.
But Sony is going through the same thing. They're putting all their PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5 games on PC because being exclusive is just not the best way to go because creating consoles is just way too expensive. It costs millions upon millions, hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars to produce these consoles. And selling only exclusive on console with bundles is just not the way to be profitable. So, of course, all the Sony exclusives are coming to PC, including Bloodborne, which is getting these little leaks now, and the leaks are getting bigger and bigger. I think this year we might get a Bloodborne announcement coming to PC and a Bloodborne remake coming to PlayStation 6. But, yeah.
So I do want to say, this has been the most exciting venture for video.
And Hideo Kojima's coming out with a PlayStation 6 exclusive. It's going to be a new stealth game. And I finished watching the Hideo Kojima documentary on Disney Plus, which Hideo Kojima, Connecting Worlds. Oh, it's also on Hulu. But which Disney owns. First of all, Hulu is awesome.
First of all.
Shogun. Hold on. Hulu is great. Hulu is great.
Hulu is about to be
Shogun
merged.
is amazing.
It's a Disney Plus.
Shogun is awesome.
Hulu will not exist. It'll be a Disney Plus.
No, but
app.
Hulu is incredible. Shogun is amazing. Okay, and it's a great show. I just finished episode 4. It's mind blowing. It's just as great as the early seasons of Game of Thrones. But the Hideo Kojima documentary, Hideo Kojima Connecting Worlds, was really, really good. Even though it did feel kind of like a circle jerk, it kind of felt that way. But it was still a very, very good documentary. I showed it to my mom. She liked it, even though it was too technical for her. Even though it was too technical for her because she's not into video games. But still, she enjoyed it. But yeah, the documentary, learning more about Kojima and his process of making games was a lot of fun. But yeah. And so, yeah, he's coming out with a Sony exclusive. And the guy who's in charge of the Horizon games is the CEO of PlayStation, basically. Or one of the CEOs of PlayStation. And, you know, it's great to have a gamer in charge of business. So that's good. You know, I guess.
The CEO currently right now of PlayStation is somebody who values the company despite the mobile market. They value...
You're talking about the main boss.
The main boss.
The main boss cares more about mobile. I'm talking about the guy in charge of PlayStation games.
I'm talking about the guy that's currently in charge of Sony.
The whole thing, yeah.
The whole thing.
And
no,
PlayStation, yeah, the whole thing.
not Sony parent company, Sony PlayStation.
Right.
He
No, but the guy who's in charge of PlayStation games is the guy who runs the Horizon games,
Oh,
which Kojima loves being around, and Kojima's friends with him.
that woke Lego game, really?
No, not that guy. The guy who made Horizon.
I'm talking about Horizon. It's a woke Lego game.
No, it's not. It's not
a
woke.
Lego game.
It's not Legos.
What do you think the machines are?
Dude, it's not a fucking Lego game, sir. And it's not woke, okay? It's a great, great game. Even though I haven't beaten it or played it in 2 years. Because I got stuck playing Elden Ring. Horizon game director.
You got a PS5 with Tekken 8. Oh, cool. Tekken 8 is great. I'm glad somebody gets the joke. See, it flew over you. I don't know why.
No, I got the joke when you said it.
That's the worst part, is I have to tell you the joke to explain it.
Yeah, I know. There goes that. Yeah, that's his name. I think it's Mathis.
Dijon. I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to. I know some French enunciation, but other than that, no.
Yeah, it's one of those guys that's helping Kojima with the game. All right, so is that all we're going to talk about?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I guess we're wrapping up.
So, ladies and gentlemen, my name's Steve. This is Brian. And if you like these types of videos...
This is Brian J's Nerd Talk.
This type of, how do we say, what we're doing of talking, discussing, and bringing things to you, and belittling each other in some way. Leave a like, a subscribe.
Leave a like and subscribe.
Hit the notification bell.
Hit the notification.
Again, this is Steve from Steve's Thoughts and Nerd Talk.
You're welcome for the stream. This has been great. I'll talk to you guys later. We'll do hopefully a stream next week. And live long and prosper. It's Brian J's Nerd Talk. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.
Have a good one, ladies.